channel. Hope you are well. So today this is the look that I have created, and yeah, please stay tuned if you want to see how I created this look. This look cost me an arm and a leg, and it was just such a painful process. I've never had an eye makeup look take this long to do. I had a break of like 4 hours, and in that time I've just been stressed out. But yeah, hopefully you like the result, and if you do like what you see, please stay tuned and keep watching, and I'll show you the products that I used to get this look. So yeah, see you in a bit. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Hope you're doing well. If you're new, welcome, and if you're revisiting, thanks for stopping by again. So this is the Revolution Pro Regeneration Trends Mischief Matte eyeshadow palette, and it is beautiful. In fact, I think it's coming across a little lighter than it is, but in general you get the gist. It's one of those palettes that you basically can create a whole look from, because apart from the colourful array of eyeshadows, you get a white, you get a beige, you get an almost black, and you also get a brown. So apart from the colourful selection of shades, you get a really good selection of other shades that you can use to transition or create a smoky eye. Basically, you can have loads of different looks with this particular palette, and yeah, I just can't wait. I've been waiting for so long to create time to do this, and I'm glad I finally did. I also have the Regeneration Mirage palette, if I can open it. So this one is more of your everyday palette. It has some shimmers in here and some mattes. So yeah, I tried to create looks from like maybe one palette rather than having to dip in and out of different palettes, but I think for today I'll create a look with this, and it's gonna be it's gonna be a colorful look. I have a couple of Makeup Revolution products. They're not necessarily all necessarily Revolution Pro. Some of them are just Revolution. One or two are from the Freedom brand, the one that they're discontinuing, but they are still selling it on their website. So I have the contour palette, which I showed in my Makeup Revolution haul. This is their contour palette, and this is their Freedom. I actually forgot to show this. I bought it at the same time as I bought this one. This is their Pro Eye Primer, and I want to try this. I do have other primers, and I also have their concealers that I want to use. I feel like, yeah, so today I will be using their Conceal and Define concealers. I think I have featured their, what is this, their full cover camouflage concealer in my other video that I did when I did a demo and a wear test of their full cover camouflage foundation. But I think maybe today I think I'll use their foundation drops. So the shade I'm in is an F13, and I will be using the F13 concealer and define, and the F12 concealer and define as well. Concealer and define. I'm going to be using the F12 and F13 shades of the Conceal and Define concealers. Yeah. And I also have their Luxury Banana Powder, which I have used on a few occasions. I haven't tested it enough to know whether or not it actually clumps on my under eye. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but I'm going to use this today and see. I also have the Revolution Pro Supreme Highlighter in gold. When I first watched this, I did notice that it had a bit of fallout, and it seems a little bit flaky, but it is, oh, and it's got a bit of shimmer as well. But I do hope it's wearable. I'm not really the type to use shimmery highlighter, but hopefully it will turn out really well. So firstly, lastly, or to be honest, I have other products. I'm just gonna go through. I'm just gonna use the products and introduce them, rather than having to go through the products at the beginning to save myself some time. So first, I'm going to use the Revolution Ultra Face Base Primer, and this is a 24-hour makeup protection. It says it's a silicone based primer, judged by the ingredients, and I've used this a few times to work, and I actually think it is either, I'm not sure if it's better than my Holy Grail primer, which is my W7 Prime Magic, which is a silicone based primer as well. I don't have a problem with silicone based primers. As long as the product works, I don't really care. I mean, to be honest, I like how it feels on my skin. It feels in the pores. It feels, once it's dried down, it feels slightly silky. I like the way it feels. From what I've seen on loads of videos, it just seems like a lot of people have a problem with the silicone based primer, and I don't know why. But I guess it's a matter of preference, but I don't mind silicone based primers. And this one, on some days when I've tried it, I have like barely got oily, like on a full 12-hour day. So on other days I got oily around about 7 to 8 hours. But either way, it's a long wearing foundation. It's a long wearing primer, and you need to get your hands on it. I think it's £5 or so. I will list all the ingredients to my face. I will list all the products I've used in the description box, and if I have time I will add the prices as well. But if I know what the prices are, I'll just say what they are as I am using the products. Hopefully I will remember. Forgive me if I don't. My mind is everywhere. So I just like to apply this in the center of my face, in my T-zone. My face is oily. My face is oily in my T-zone, but it's normal around the perimeter. So my face only gets oily around my nose and the center of my forehead, and that's about it. I think my cheeks are fine. The rest of my face is fine. Yeah, and another issue I have is that I have deep set smile lines, so foundation tends to sink into them, which isn't something I like, but I am finding ways to deal with it. So it's a major factor when I'm choosing foundations. If a foundation is a really good shade match and it performs really well and it fills in my pores and it's amazing, but if it sits into my smile lines, it's not a deal breaker, but I know I'm not going to want to use it on days when I want my foundation to last long. So I really do prefer foundations that don't sink into my smile lines. So once this is dried down, in fact I think because I am pushed for time, I'm just going to powder over this. Some people do prefer to let their primers, I can't get my words out. You can just let your primer dry down as it's supposed to, or you can powder over it to add a bit more security in terms of it getting oily and stopping your foundation moving during the day. So what I'm going to do is powder over this. So I'm using my Effect Rice powder, and this powder is so finely milled. It's so good. I think I might even prefer it to my RCMA No Color powder. Yeah, it's a transparent powder, it's a loose powder, and yeah, it's meant to mattify your skin. So I'll just put this on. So next I'm going to apply foundation. So they're foundation drops. I'm not sure if I've mentioned that I'm in the shade F13 rather, and this shade is a little on the red side for me. But I don't mind, because by the time I have applied my banana powder and other powders, it's usually not a problem. So as you can see, the foundation is quite dewy. It's a really good blendable foundation, but you can make it matte obviously once you've put powder on top. And I just like the fact that it's so blendable. So I'm going to cover my blemishes with the Conceal and Define Concealer in F13. You can build this foundation drops to full coverage very quickly, by the way, but I just want something that's a bit more matte to cover my blemishes. And I'm also going to apply it to my under eye and my T-zone, because using the F12 is a bit, it's a little bit too cool, too light. So So I'm gonna blend out my concealer with my Real Techniques blending sponge. So the concealer's blended out really well. The only issue I have with it is after a while it does settle into the lines in my under eye area. I've always had natural creases on my under eye, but I do find that most concealers crease anyway, but it's just a matter of how long before they crease. So I don't let it bother me too much. I just try not to use too much powder when I'm trying to set my concealer. So I'm using the Revolution banana powder. So I'm just using the banana powder to set the areas where I've applied concealer, and just to set the areas that I know will crease, so around my mouth. I think I actually really do like this powder. It's really finely milled and it's settled in quite well. And the primer looks like this. It's kind of disappeared. I was hoping that it would be quite a kind of whitish primer, but hopefully the colors will show, because usually with colourful eyeshadow I like to use a white base so the colors show against my skin a bit more, but hopefully this should still work. So from this palette I think I'm going to do so many options. So I'm going to apply this as my transition shade, this beige color. I'm just going to use a large fluffy brush. And then I'm going to go with this orange shade just below it. Next I'm going to go in with a kind of thickish pencil brush, and I'm going to go in with this shade. These shades all have names, by the way. I probably should be saying the names. I'm going to go in with Upper Hand, and that's the brown shade in the corner. Next I'm going to go in with the shade Ricochet with it, which is this dark plummy color. So I think, I'm not sure about this eye primer in terms of how it's going to let my eyeshadow show up. So I'm going to try, the yellow and see if it shows up. But I think I'm going to need to use the concealer first. Yeah, this isn't as pigmented as I'd like it to be. So what I'm going to do is put the F12 concealer and just use that to cut my crease. I might as well just use it to cut my crease now. And I'm just packing it in. Next I'm going to go into the green actually. I'm going to go into the green. Then I'm going to wipe off the brush and go in with the... I'm going to go in with this purple actually, not the blue. Should I go in with the blue first? I'm going to go in with the blue called Crusade. Then I'll go in with the purple called... So this blue, Crusade. Then I'm going to go in with this afterwards, and it's called Shrine. Okay, so I'm not sure where the camera cut off or because my battery died, but what I've done is, so the last thing I think I said I was going to do was to add Crusade and Shrine. So what I've done is put Crusade after the green color, which is called Believer, and then put Shrine next to the Crusade, and then I've also gone in with the Ricochet, which is this plummy color, which is the one we started off with, and I've just added that to the outer corner and then brought it in a bit so it curves around. It's better if I demonstrate for you. So once I've added the what is it called, Ricochet, I brought it up a bit and then I brought it around like that, just to add a bit of smokiness and a bit of definition to that cut crease. And I've just done the same to this side. And I've also gone over the top because I feel like we lost the orange, which is called Daydream. So I've also added a bit of orange back to the top. Now I'm just going to blend out Daydream into my brow bone area. I've also gone ahead and filled in this brow. So the product I used is the Revolution Duo Brow Definer in the shade medium brown. It has a spoolie on the end and it has a triangular shaped, not sure if you can see, it has a triangular shaped nib. It's quite chunky, and I've just used that to fill in this brow here, and I'm going to clean that up. And I'm also going to do the same with this brow. So all I do is make small brush strokes. Okay, so I think the last thing I did was add a bit of, what is it called? Shrine and Ricochet, so these two colors. And I brought and then I added a bit of Haunted, and I just dragged it over the cut crease just to add a bit of definition to this outer corner. Oh, and I also added a bit more orange to the transition area just to blend out the eyeshadow a little bit more. Okay, so next I'm just gonna finish up the lower lash line. I'm going to take a smaller pencil brush, and I'm gonna take some of Haunted. I'm gonna take some of Haunted, which is this color here. And I'm just gonna drag it across my lower lash line. I'm also pulling it up into the outer corner as well. So I'm gonna wipe my brush, the same brush, and I'm gonna take Underdog. It's a bit frustrating having to turn this palette upside down so I can show you and then try and figure out what the name is. But I'm gonna take Underdog, so this fuchsia pink. I didn't want to put the same colors I had on the top on the lower lash line because it would just be too much. And then I'm going to wipe my brush again, and then I'm going to take Fearless, which is this pale powder pink type of color. I'm just going to wipe my brush one last time. It's the same pencil brush. I'm going to take Daydream, which is the orange, and I'm going to take it outside the lower lash line just to smoke it out a bit and tie it with what I did on the top. Right, so next I'm going to apply my liquid eyeliner. I'm going to attempt to apply my lashes, and then we're going to come back for contour, highlighter and lips. I think. Am I done? Am I done? Yeah, so I also need to clean up my, so I filled in my brows with the, what is it called? The Revolution eyebrow pencil, which I really like. I was a bit worried about how thick the nib was, but it's really nice. And it glides on, and it's the perfect color for my eyebrows as well. So I'm going to clean up my eyebrows a little bit as well, and then we'll come back and do my lashes. No, I'm going to come back and do highlight, contour and lips. So I'll be right back. Hi everyone, so I'm back several hours later. Like, today has just been a bad day at the office. Basically, it's just been a struggle to do this look and balance family life, all that. So I was interrupted for a few hours, and now it's like stupid o'clock and I'm still here. So apologies for the lighting. I'm just using a little ring light thing that I bought on Amazon since I have lost daylight. It is now like basically midnight. So the look is more or less finished. I think the last place I left off was saying I was going to put my lashes on, and then we were going to do highlight, lips and something else, I can't remember. But anyway, so another Revolution product that I wanted to use to finish off my eyes is the Revolution Amazing Curve mascara. So it looks like this. It has this curved tip. Just gonna use it to apply mascara to my bottom lashes. The mascara is decent, but I'm not sure. I think it's going to be one of those ones that clumps up really easily. so I don't know. I'll definitely try it again just to be sure. I've applied a little bit of the eyebrow pencil in my waterline, or in my just above my lash, not really my waterline, but just to deepen up my bottom lash line a bit. And now I just need to contour, I think. So this is the Freedom palette that I showed you in my last haul. It looks a bit grey. These browns do have a bit of a grey undertone, but it looks lighter on camera than it is. So I'm going to take this last shade here and see what that does. It comes with a little brush. I'm going to see how that applies, otherwise I'll switch up with my other one. Oh, I forgot, I need to powder my face. So I'm just going to use my LA Girl Pro Face Powder. I don't want to use the banana powder all over my face, so I'll just use this. So now I'm going to go in with the contour, and I'm going to use this side of the brush. It's a double-ended brush. I'm going to use this side. So that did something. It's not my favorite powder to use, but it will do. Next, I'm going to use the Revolution Pro Supreme Highlighter in gold. I'm going to use the peach color rather than the gold one first, and let's see how that applies. So I've got my why is this not focusing? I've got my highlighter brush, and I'm just going to tap in just a little bit. It seems very flaky. It's just very flaky. It's not my most favorite highlighter from Revolution. I have better highlighters from them, way better. It does catch the light really well, but it's just too flaky. It is way too flaky. And I've seen people rave about this. I don't know how. I think I'm going to switch up. I'm not sure about this highlighter. And apologies if my lashes look a bit funny, but this particular one took me 5 goes, and by that point I'd already given up, so I just thought F it. It's just gonna stay like that. I'm going to use my other Revolution highlighter, or rather the bronze. So this is the Revolution Vivid Baked Bronzer. And it looks like this. Okay, now onto blush. I have this blush palette from them. I think I'm going to use these 2 colors. Hopefully they'll be manageable. I'll dip this brush. This is my W7 blush focus. Why is it so hard to focus? Are you tired as well? This is my W7 blush brush. I'm going to tap it into this one. It looks quite pigmented. I'm just going to temper down that blush with some of the banana powder. And next, I have a couple of options for lips. I have this matte lip, the Revolution Pro Matte Lip Pigment. This one is called Precaution, and it's a kind of purpley pink. I think it might tie really well with this eye look, so I'm going to do that around the perimeter. Probably should have lined my lips first. In fact, I've got a Revolution lip liner. And it's called Glory. It's a deep chocolate brown. If you haven't already guessed, I have a go hard or go home type of approach to makeup, so yeah. I'm gonna tone it down a bit with a deep chocolate shade called Show as well. I'm gonna create kind of like an ombre lip. So for my, almost forgot my inner corner highlight. I'm going to use the whitish shade here. It's white, but it reflects gold. Okie dokie. So I'm gonna spray my face with the Supreme Hold finishing spray. Oh, and by the way, the lashes were from eBay, and they look like this. They are, I think they're mink lashes, or faux mink lashes, I don't know. They're probably faux mink, I don't know. They're really nice, and they're just a little bit on the long side for me. I'm not used to having lashes this long, but we'll see. So there's the 5-pack, and I think I paid $3.99 for it. So yeah, and I had to wait for like 3 weeks for it to come from China. Okay, so this is the finished look, and yeah, I'm really liking this look. It's just a pity I couldn't get it in the daylight. I couldn't get a shot of this in natural daylight. So I did make a lot of mistakes with this. Even like with the eyeliner, I tried to bring the black eyeliner in the inner corner, and I've made a mistake in the corner that you can't really see unless I zoom in, or unless you zoom in. But yeah, so I didn't even know what kind of look I wanted to come up with until I did this. But this is the finished look, and of course the foundation is starting to look a little bit more dewy than it did originally. And yeah, I think this will be a really good look to have for summer. Obviously it isn't an everyday look, it's something more for an event. If you have like an outfit that has these colors, it would be amazing. For a Nigerian party, this is definitely a look I would rock. For most people this might be too much. Usually you'd have a nude lip with the colourful eye look, but I think the colours are, you know, they tie together really well. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm so sorry I'm like so tired that I'm not more upbeat. Not that I'm generally an upbeat person anyway, but yeah, I'm actually I'm glad for the results, and I really like that highlighter for it. I like using the highlighter once because once it's wet. I think when it was dry it was a bit just like shimmery and glittery, which I don't really like, but once I wet it and I put it in my inner corner, it is just blinding. So I really like this look. Yeah, and yeah, so if you haven't already, please subscribe, and hopefully I will have more looks. I think from now on I'll probably do my base first, do my foundation, because this whole thing has just been a lot more stretched out than I planned. So yeah, I think I'll definitely do my foundation first, have my brows done, so all I have to do is put the eyeshadow on the lip and the highlighter and the finishing touches. So yeah, if you like this look, again, please thumbs up, please comment down below. If you've bought the Mischief palette, I think it's called the Mischief palette, the colourful one anyway, and if you want to see another look from me, please comment down below and I'll be happy to do that. I do need to get more up to date with my eyeshadow looks. I haven't done an eyeshadow look in ages, and it'll definitely give me an opportunity to practice putting on eyelashes. These eyelashes basically almost killed me. I almost went to bed because I just couldn't get them on, and then I got glue everywhere, but luckily you can't even see because I've covered it up. I've had to reapply more eyeshadow just to cover up the mistakes. But yeah, so yeah, until next time, I will see you in my next video. Bye.